Lesson 4.3, Video 2. Determine whether each expression is a polynomial. If so, identify it as either a monomial, a binomial, or a trinomial. So by definition of a polynomial, it says a monomial or a sum or difference of monomials. And you cannot have a variable in the denominator. So if we look at the first one, we have two monomials being subtracted. Therefore, yes, it is a polynomial. And there are two monomials being subtracted, so we would call this a binomial. B, now there's no letters, but this is still considered a polynomial. But there's only one, so we call it monomial. So you don't have to have a letter to be a polynomial. Next one, it looks like two monomials being added, so you would call it a binomial, except there's one problem, and that is this negative exponent. A negative exponent signifies that that should be in the denominator of that fraction. So this is truly what we're looking at. And because we said we cannot have a variable in the denominator, this is no, it is not a polynomial. And again, because of that negative exponent. The next one, we have four terms, but if we look closely, and again, it all passes the rules of polynomials, so we would say yes. But because we have two like terms, we need to clean it up before we label it. If we clean it up, we get 6x squared plus, and these two together give us 5x plus 3. Now that you've cleaned it up a little bit, you can see that you actually have a trinomial. The next one, 4s to the third over x. Again, as you remember, we cannot have a variable in the denominator, so we would say no in this case. And our last one, we have a negative 3, but that's okay. We just can't have a negative exponent, so all like terms are put together. It satisfies all the requirements of a polynomial, so we say yes. And since there's three terms, we label it trinomial. And this ends lesson 4.3, video 2.